Love should be multiplied, not divided.
Your assets will be divided. Here, I don't want to just name names. Let's name a thing. What caused the breakdown of the family? A lot of us look at Robyn and say, she's the one that broke the family down. But the truth of the matter is it wasn't just Robyn who broke the family down. The family broke down because of the change in culture that occurred within the family. What do I mean by that? Once Robyn entered into the family, she presented the idea or the concept of estates. They go from what Kody had described originally in season 2, when they really got into the Brown family finances, and he described the Brown family finances or culture as being more communal or more socialistic. As a for instance, Janelle, Mary, and Kody, primarily Janelle and Kody, would provide the finances for the family. They would go out, they would work, they would earn money, they would bring it home. Mary and Christine would fry it up in a pan. Christine was the primary caretaker, meaning she took care of the kids, took care of the house, the home. She remembered birthdays, holidays. She's the one that set up the party, so she was an event coordinator. And each one of the family members did this. Now, it's easy to look back on these olden times because during that time, you know what they were? They were broke. And being broke, when you in there robbing Peter to pay Paul and you putting money down on the electricity, but you don't really need the electricity as much because it's wintertime and you got to put more money on the gas or oil to keep the house. And in summertime, you take the money that you were putting on the gas and the oil and you put it on the electricity so that way you might be able to run an air conditioner to cool the house off. That's the kind of environment that they had before. They needed each other. So they were more in survival mode. And in that survival mode, that's where they found a lot of their bonds. That's where they came together as a family to accomplish that goal. But when Robyn entered the family, the problem that they have is the cultural shift of the family. Not just the fact that Robyn came in and she was younger and what Kody considered to be prettier or easier to look at. She brought in a cultural change. What was the cultural change that she brought in? The idea of estates. When you talk about estates, you're talking about mine versus yours and the competition for limited resources. And that's where Robyn came in and she was able to take over the game or play the game better because she knew what game they were playing. Once the shift happened, it was kind of on Janelle, Mary, and Christine to recognize the shift in the family dynamic and act accordingly. Let's listen to what Janelle has to say and we'll comment on the other side.
Back in the day, our family used to run that we would use all the resources to help one person, then we would all rally to support the other person. That's how it always worked until the last 10 years or so. And all of a sudden it's been about, well, my estate, and everybody needs their own estate.
If you listen to what she said, back in the day, we were doing this. And then 10 years ago, what happened 10 years ago? Let's keep in mind, because this show is so far behind. This show or this particular segment was filmed in 2022. Now in 2022, 10 years prior would have been 2012. When did the Brown family introduce Robyn in and when did she marry into the Brown family? 2010. So 2012 would have been about the second or third season of the show. What was happening in the second and third season of the show? That's when they moved to Vegas, right? Now, they were a community and they were looking out for each other. They were pouring money into one big bucket and taking care of each other's needs as a family and working as a team up until the time that Robyn got her bills paid. Because when Robyn got her bills paid, she was able to purchase that home on the cul-de-sac in her name. Remember, she had like 5 different names and she had $30,000 worth of debt. And then all of a sudden, as a team, the family came together and they worked to pay off the debt. And they worked as a team to do it. And then as soon as she got her debt paid off, now all of a sudden we need to think about estates. I need to have my own personal private property that you guys have nothing to do with. If it's like that, why didn't you worry about your own private personal property when you were trying to figure out how to pay these debts and get qualified for this house? You weren't thinking about estates then. But now all of a sudden you want to start talking about estates. I also want to point out a very significant thing that occurred right after she started talking about estates, and the idea of estates would have started coming up. This would have been when Robyn had asked Mary to divorce Kody so that she could become the legal wife, talking about estates, which gives her access to Kody's entire estate. And in addition to that, she asked that Kody adopt her 3 children, older children, and bring them into the family, which entitles her children to Kody's estate. Now, if we explore that a little bit deeper, why did this happen if not for a monetary reason? Because as I recall, just last week, we watched the 2 older girls, 2 of her 3 kids, sit on a couch and talk about how they were never welcomed in the family and they never fit in and they never belonged. Well, if that's the case, why in the world would a mother insist that a man adopt her children? If something were to happen to her, she wants this man to take care of her kids and the women to be mothers to her kids. These same women, these same mothers who, according to you, didn't ever accept your children, you want them now to take care of your kids after you're gone and you're not there to protect them? That makes no sense to me. Make it make sense. If that's the case, why did you strip your ex-husband of his rights to be a parent so that you could give those rights to Kody? All you did was give your kids and yourself one better standing. If the show were to end, she would be able to loop into the family and secure alimony and or portions of the property as marital estates and or child support for her 3 older kids from Kody and the Brown family. They could get together and they could pay that child support. Then they always have this thing where they're kind of half-ass talking about putting people's names and whose name is on what, but at the same time, it's all community done by the community and they're using family money to pay for things for private individuals. That should never happen. Let's take a listen to what Janelle had suggested when it came to purchasing Robyn's house. When they moved from Las Vegas, those houses were in each one of those women's names. Mary and Kody shared that one house that they lived in. Robyn had her name on her home. Robyn added Kody's name to her house after they got married. But Janelle and Christine had their own homes. When they sold those homes and they moved to Arizona, that big bucket of money, that big old fresh, beautiful bucket of money, they wanted to start using that. So they used the move to Arizona to access the equity that these ladies had in their Las Vegas homes. Let's call it what it is. And this is what Janelle had to say when she was asked to give her money to Robyn to purchase and secure that big old $1 million McMansion in Arizona.
When I put the money into the house, I said, well, I think it would be fair if all of our names were on the mortgage. And he's like, no, we need to protect Robyn's estate. She needs to have it so it's hers, so it's ours.
We need to protect Robyn's estate so it's hers, so it's ours. One, he's right. Or Janelle's right when she says that, because anything that Robyn acquires during the course of their marriage is also Kody's. It doesn't just flow that everything that Kody has is hers. Everything that she has is his. So when they went and used the Mary and Janelle's money to buy a house for Robyn, they were buying a house for Kody. That was Kody's house too. And that's why he insisted on it. Janelle was on the right track when she said that we should all put our names on the house. If it's going to be community property and it's for everybody and you guys are going to use my money, then I want my name on it. Because that keeps tabs and that secures your position as far as the house is concerned, as far as your contribution is concerned. And that was so vital. And I wish she would have took more of a stand when it came to that. Robyn, who is, of course, always trying to straddle the fence and be everything to everybody and try to do the thing that makes you look good. This is the statement that I'm sure when she gets an attorney, if Janelle went and got an attorney, and Robyn, if she went and secured an attorney, this statement here is one of the things that I'm sure her attorney is pulling his hair out about that she's actually said on TV. Let's take a look.
The whole plan at that point was for that home, my home, to be kind of an asset for the family. Eventually, when I'm built out on the property. It was never supposed to end up being something that was just mine.
Everybody has different stories. Everybody is telling a different tale. Kody tells Janelle, we're going to get this for Robyn so she has a separate estate. Well, look, if Robyn's going to have a separate estate, why don't she use her money to do it? If she wants to have an estate, she should be saving and budgeting her money so that she can secure her own estate. 2, Robyn is coming out saying, oh, this house was supposed to be community property. This house still can be community property. You know how we could do that? We could accomplish that by either you put it in the name of the LLC, an accountant contacted me and said that could be crazy expensive, or you could put it in a trust. And if you put the house into a trust and the house is sold or whatever the case may be, the proceeds from that home sale go into the trust. That could be the family account. And you could cite each one of the people as a trustee and divide that money out according to the contributions that they made on the purchase. And then they could figure out what they're going to do on Kody Pass.
Well, Janelle asks me about the property all the time, but I don't trust her anymore, and so I don't give her any information. We will pay off the property when the time comes, and I'm not giving you any details about what I'm doing or whatever, because I'm tired of disclosing information that goes through the gossip mill of our broken family.
At this point, it's clear that Kody is holding the land hostage. He doesn't want to share information with Janelle because, he's stealing the land. He's stealing it. I knew he was going to steal it when he went to go talk to that attorney, and the attorney told him that he could put rental properties on that land and he could get rich doing that. I knew he was going to steal the land then. That's part of the reason why I think that, in my opinion, he's trying to push these ladies into buying homes that were separate and apart from Kody Pass so he could tie their money up so that way he could take over the land for himself. That was the whole point and purpose. That's why he doesn't want to get specific as to when we're going to pay the property off, how we're going to pay the property off. Ultimately, what he wants them to do is he wants them to blindly pay the property off. And then he's going to come back in and he's going to make the decision as far as how the property lines are going to be divided and how they're going to break the property up and who's going to get what. That's what he wants. And the secret to the sauce is, if you recall, there was a point where Janelle was talking to Maddie on the way down to Montana, and she had said specifically like, oh, your dad, He has to pay the property off or we could lose all our equity and we'll lose all this money that we put in the Kody Pass. Here's the thing, Janelle, and here's what's jacked up, because if you remember, you could see Maddie's face when they were saying it about Kody possibly losing the property. Kody doesn't care if he loses the property. You know why Kody doesn't care? Because he's not losing his money. It's my suspicion that he's losing your money. He's willing to let that property go because ultimately what he's going to say is, oh, the property didn't get paid off. This is Robyn's house. This has nothing to do with you. The property was lost. That was your money that went into that property. So since the property was lost and they took that money, they took your money. So the money that you gave us for the house, we had switched and swapped and did this and the other and switch-o, change-o, and that was we actually put it on Kody Pass. So when we lost Kody Pass, you lost your money. Some people might say the bigger thing to do would be for Janelle to just take it on the chin. She's doing well financially. She could just take her money and walk away from the whole Brown experience and start her life anew. And I understand that and I can appreciate that. I can even respect that. However, there's a part of me, and call me petty if you like, but there's a part of me that believes that if you're going to invest in something, you should get a return on your investment. Now, some people may think that I'm being petty when I say this, but I think that there's a streak of right and wrong that runs through me, a cry for justice. If Janelle sacrificed, scrimped, saved, went to work, did without so that she could provide for the family because she was investing in the family, then she should get a return on her investment. These are things that she paid into the family that she deserves to get back. Yeah, she's doing well financially. She has her own business. She has a couple businesses running around that she's making money from. She's starting a new business with Maddie, and I hope that that business is successful. However, the money that she invested in the Brown family, she has a right to get back. And I hope that she gets that money back. And I hope she fights for it. And it's not just a return on investment for her and a return on the sacrifice that she made, but we also have to keep in mind that it wasn't just on her. because her kids sacrificed as well. And since we're throwing the word estate around as a new change of culture for the Brown family, we have to take into consideration that part of the inheritance and part of the estate that her kids are going to inherit should include the nights they went without their mother because their mom had to work or had to work late. The days that she couldn't come to their sporting activities or their after school activities because she was at work to provide for the family. The times that she had to do things so that Robyn could live in a house around the corner and the kids could have their own rooms, where in Janelle's house, you had kids sharing rooms. Her kids went through a lot as well. And when we talk about the term estate, we're talking about things that her kids are going to inherit. So this is money that's not only due to Janelle, but this is money due to her family as well. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm onto something? Do you think I'm going too far? Maybe you think I'm being petty. She should let it go and just let Kody and Robyn have their way. I want to hear what you have to say. That's my take. I'm James. This has been My Take on Reality, and I'm out.